I'm going to give you a brief introduction into our range of Artisan oil colour. Artisan is a water mixable oil colour. That is to say that it can be thinned with water, and you can also wash all your brushes and equipment up with soap and water after you finish using them. A couple of things that I'd like to show you are that squeezing it from the tube, you can see that the Artisan is like any conventional oil colour that you may have used. Just to show you this against our Artisan oil colour, this is the fallow green blue shade in Artisan. This is our Winsor green in our Artisan oil colour, which actually uses the same pigment. You can't really notice the difference. That's because Artisan is made out of pigment. Here's an example of cadmium yellow pigment. And a linseed oil, which has actually been modified so that it mixes with water. So essentially, the base of the mix is pigment and linseed oil, which is why Artisan can be considered as an oil colour. So to see how this has affected the oil paint, if I now try and thin the Artisan oil colour with water, you can see it's difficult and it doesn't mix at all. Whereas as I use some water with the Artisan, you can see straight away that I can thin this and move it about with water. So the biggest advantage of this is you can do an oil painting following all the conventional oil painting rules without the use of solvents. Furthermore to this, we've produced a range of thinners, oils, mediums and varnishes that you can use to complete your oil painting, and then you don't have to use any solvents at all to clean your brushes or your equipment. At the end of the day, you can just wash up with soap and water. If you do use water during your painting process with Artisan, it actually evaporates out of the paint film as it dries, as does the component that has been added to aid water mixability. So in effect, once your Artisan painting is dry, you're left with an oil painting, that is to say, pigment in oxidised linseed oil. Although you can use water during your painting process with Artisan, you'll get a much better experience, a much better performance if you use the Artisan thinner. You can see another video about this on our website. It's also worth pointing out that although it does thin with water, it doesn't mean you can use it on all kinds of paper. If you're going to use Artisan on paper, you must use an oil sketching pad such as a Winsor oil colour pad. So to summarise, using the range of Artisan oil colour and the full range of mediums that go with them, I can complete an oil painting using all the traditional styles, methods and techniques, yet I don't have to use solvents at any stage during that process. This is the real big advantage of Artisan. It's really good if you, say, have an allergy to solvents, if you're working in a shared studio, or if you're working in a confined space. You don't have to put up with any of those issues that solvents create. And then at the end of your painting session, you can wash up your brushes. All your equipment will wash up nice and easy with soap and water. So not a solvent in use anywhere during your whole painting process.